This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to be reviewing a perfume together. Check it out, COURREGES. Mini Jupe or Mini Jupe or Mini Jupe. I don't know how to pronounce this in French, but it should mean mini skirt in French. And you know that COURREGES or André COURREGES 60s, 70s, and 80s, but became famous during the, oh my God, why doesn't it want to frickin' focus? Became famous during the space age era. So the mini skirt that we're talking about here is the 60s mini skirt, very twiggy, that COURREGES was famous for. So we have a perfume dedicated to the mini skirt. Now, fascinating, isn't it? The box is pretty cute too, and all these little the rose aesthetic. We got the COURREGES logo. This is the A and C in space age font. A for André, C for COURREGES. Pink, or this kind of fluo pink, and white are the symbolic colors of COURREGES of the 60s. Now, also, Salvador Dali, who was still alive back then, wore the André COURREGES Eskimo glasses, which were released in the mid-60s. The white sunglasses with the little slits instead of the eyes that also Audrey Hepburn wore in a photo shoot. I have them in my archives as well. That white color is a symbol of COURREGES as well as pink. So this little juice is in that typical COURREGES pink. This is a 30 milliliter bottle. Before we get to the spritzing, the spraying, and the testing, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. And follow the fragrant journey. I review perfumes all the time. So there's that. You can also become a member or a patron on my main superdacob channel, which that channel also supports all my other endeavors, such as my perfume channel, which is just a baby. It's brand new. The channel is just growing now. So all the support and the love you could give, we would take. So thank you for thumbing up this video. Okay, so let's spritz this little perfume on. By the way, this is not the first design of the bottle. This bottle design already existed for other COURREGES perfumes. When Mini Jupe or Jupe was first released, it had a really ugly bottle. So I'm so happy that they stopped manufacturing that bottle and that they went back to this classic shape and design, which I personally prefer. A lot of COURREGES fragrances have this bottle in different color. The stopper might have a different color. It might not have this protruding glass logo. It might just have, depending on how big they are, if there's 30 mil, 50 mil, 80 mil, 100 mil, depending on which perfume it is. These little cylindrical, tubular bottles might change in shape, but the 30 mil is super adorable. I think the proportions with the 30 mil as opposed to the stopper being this little glass, this little plastic bubble, it's just really divine. And this is not just a printed AC air condition AC logo. It is actually protruding and elevated glass, and then it's painted on top. So loving the design, especially with the 30 mil. Okay, so you guys, this is a cheapie. You can get it literally at TJ Maxx for like $12. It's not like they're selling it for a lot of money. To be honest with you, I got this because of the bottle, because I love COURREGES design. I love the space age character of the designs that the company has been doing since forever and that they're now doing again. So this bottle to me is just so beautiful and so space age that I had to get it for the bottle. The price, I was like, okay, whatever, for 12 bucks. If I don't like, I bought this blind, meaning if I didn't like the smell, I would still be like, who cares? I love the pink liquid with the white stopper, just perfection. So then I come home I unbox it. I smell it the first time and I go, oh my God, this is really cheap. This smells the way it costs. But there's a twist to this story. There is a twist. I have been the days prior to have smelling this one. It's a very snobby thing to say, but I'm just stating facts here. I have been really just using specific niche perfumes. You know, Eau Noire, the pure extract of Jersey, Carnal Flower, Fleur Burlesque. Like, I really spoiled my nose to a certain level of quality of ingredients. So the first time I smelled this one was right after I've been spending a week or even more just living off of high quality ingredients. So the palate was used to it. So the first time I smelled this one, of course, I was like, this is bad. But here's the twist. So I realized what had happened, and I decided to not judge this one immediately, but go off of the niches for a day or two and then revisit this one, which is what I did. Interesting how our palate works, because after I have not had those higher class ingredients in my nose, revisited this one all of a sudden spoke to me without being screechy and annoying. It gave me something else. It gave me more pleasure. Now let's get to the ingredients, and let's get to the notes and see what happened. So first of all, this one is from 2018. It was released just a couple of years ago. 2018 is the release date of Mini Jupe or Mini Jupe by COURREGES. It's a floral, fruity, gourmand fragrance. They say for women, but you know, for me, everything is, you wear what you like to wear. Now, top notes, very rare. Watermelon. So the second you hear watermelon in the top notes, you think, okay, well, this is a little perfume for little teeny girls, you know. Well, let's wait and see. Mandarin, orange, and grapefruit are also in the top notes. Mid notes, jasmine and orange blossom. Base notes, vanilla, violet, musk, amberwood, and sandalwood. The ingredients are great. I love to eat watermelon. I thought to myself, there's more to this little synthetic creature than meets the eye. Yeah, it doesn't smell expensive. No, it doesn't smell sophisticated. But, you know, there's a certain honesty within its synthetic realm in which it kind of floats like a little Tamagotchi creature in the middle of a weird artificial world that kind of fits the concept of COURREGES, which was all about space age. COURREGES was all about creating artificial landscapes, artificial synthetic worlds for human beings to live in the future. So keeping that in mind, this perfume does fit the concept of the brand. And now that I've been wearing it for a couple of days, I can sense out even more the amberwood, especially the scent. All the ingredients in here are synthetic AF, but they're not as bad as the first time I wore it. And also what changes, now that this one has had a little bit of time, because I've been using it a couple of days, it got a little bit of oxygen in there. The perfume really got a little bit more round and fuller. So it has a certain sticky depth to it. It's almost like a more tamed version of Poison Girl, the first release in eau de parfum form. It's like a more tamed, sweet version of it. Not that it's sweeter. Sweet not in taste, but sweet in character. Poison Girl by Dior is more aggressive. This one is not. This one is more tamed. It's sweeter. It's a more delicate version of it, perhaps. And I don't really smell out the watermelon in here, but I like the concept of a watermelon being in there. And it does feel like a little tiny trip in a little white bubble spacecraft created by COURREGES, taking us on a little tiny journey to what a potential future could. You see what I mean? This is not future, okay? This is not space age. It's almost like a sketch of space age. And I like the concept. I like the sketch of it. It's a cheapie. The bottle is worth more than the perfume. The bottle is just so beautiful. This is COURREGES, quintessential COURREGES. Quintessential COURREGES. This little bottle is worth, it's just worth having the whole perfume just for this bottle. As stupid as it sounds. My eyes also need pleasure, not just the olfactory part of it all. I love my perfume bottles to also be beautiful. I don't want the perfume to just smell beautiful. I also want the eye to have its share. So it's an inoffensive, light, delicately sweet, floral, synthetic fragrance that is not offensive. It lingers on, giving you a sketch of an idea of something that could be. It's really that simple. But I think my issue is with the musk and maybe even the amber wood, because the musk being a cheap synthetic musk, there are really interesting, expensive synthetic musks. And then there are the cheap synthetic musks. Nah, this is the cheaper one. So the last dry down of this one is really invisible. You know how I always say when a perfume dries down at a certain point, blow onto it through your nostrils, the hot air, and then inhale quickly. You're going to pop those last molecules and you're going to get the full-blown bloom or blossom of the fragrance before it's dead. It doesn't really work with this one. It has a delicate hint of violet when you do that, and it gives you a slight powdery makeup finish, which is interesting, but ever so delicate. Like you can, if you inhale it at the wrong nanosecond, you might just miss the violet, but it's there. And when you do get the violet in this one, you almost feel like how makeup would smell in the future in this space age world. Now, by all means, I don't want to push this in too much of a poetic territory because it is a simple fragrance, okay? You're not going to get... This is not one of those perfumes that's going to change your world or your life, but it is one of those fragrances that together with its bottle, smell, plus space age concept, plus the heritage of André COURREGES, plus the design of the bottle, those three together, that little triangle together, creates a very, very sweet, endearing effect. And because it doesn't break the bank, that also helps a lot to test it out, to try it, to enjoy its little kind of floral, fruity moment that it delivers. Not very long lasting, 2 or 3 hours in, and it's gone. It's a playful little whimsical sketch of an idea of space age. Now, it's called a mini dress, mini skirt, the mini Jupe or Jupe. So you would think, well, it's kind of funny that it's called a mini skirt and it is mini in longevity as well. And it is mini in size. I mean, there are bigger sizes. This is the 30 mil. But the miniature longevity. Now, does this smell of a mini skirt? Now, that's a little bit ratchet. If you think about it, get your minds out of the gutter. I know that in Japan, like you could buy, like they have like vending machines for like used panties and stuff like that, which is like a whole other can of worms. But you don't want to know how a mini skirt smells, really. It's a very bizarre concept, calling a perfume a mini skirt. You know what I mean? It's like the perfume of a mini skirt. Like, oh, cha, it's a little bit of a messy concept. But if we take the minds out of the gutter and we just kind of celebrate the fact that André COURREGES created one of the most beautiful designs of mini skirts back in the 60s and 70s, and we homage that through a fragrance, sure, it's still a bit of a dirty concept, but I get it. Historically speaking, I get it. But forget about the name. Or think about half of the name, short. Instead of forget skirt, just think about short. it has a short life on the skin, but the short life that it has, it's sweet, it's cute. It's a cute, sweet moment, and it's a sketch. It's like sketching out quickly a concept of a little space vehicle traveling into space age world where André COURREGES designed all the clothes and the bubble hats, you know, this bottle could be also standing on Stanley Kubrick's Space Odyssey, 2001: A Space Odyssey. This could have been on their trip to Jupiter and beyond on the spaceship, because it does have that aesthetic. This is a space age bottle. One of the best ones I've ever seen. This is the best design of a space age bottle that I have actually ever seen, really. So just alone for that, I would repurchase. But it's a fresh little synthetic little something something that just makes you smile. It's cute. Inoffensive, makes you smile, makes you dream a little bit in the direction of a spaceship, but it doesn't really go there all the way. And it does have a hint of that violet, which makes you feel like, ooh, how would makeup look in the future? How would a compact makeup, how would a powder look in the future, you know? And then you see this bottle, and then you start visualize, you start thinking, well, similar design to this, how would a compact look? How would it smell? Maybe it would smell like this. It's a very light smell. Why not? Why not? All is possible. But it's also delicate. And because it's so delicate and so light, it is also in a very weird way reassuring. Because when you think about space age, you inevitably think about the future. Even though space age is a concept from the 60s and 70s depicting the future, we are now in 2021 as I'm reviewing this. So what would be a concept of space age today? I don't know. I'm talking about space age from the 60s, how they envisioned the future. But there's something very reassuring knowing that if this smells of the future, because of the space age design, the fact that it smells so delicate and in a way reassuring and comforting, well, that's a good thing. If a future smells anything close to that, I'm happy. You catch my drift? So it's not like they charged us $200 for this bottle and then the juice is this. No, they're charging you literally $13. But they're delivering a lot in terms of design. So if you're a sucker for design like I am, you weigh in the pros and the cons. And it's a delicate little dream. It doesn't go really into dream territory, but it sketches out a path that you might want to take to go into that dream territory of positive visions, positive, productive visions of the future. And for that alone, this little guy is definitely worth it. Look how cute. Cute as a button. Cute as a button. Well, that's my review, really, of this one. I mean, what do you guys have to say in the chats? I love Dacob's imaginative mind, says DSD. Thank you so much. Debbie says the future was the Jetsons and we still aren't there, LOL. I know, right? But that's also very space age. Yeah, you know what? You can smell the watermelon out of the bottle in the top notes, but the second it touches the skin and it warms up on your skin, the watermelon is gone. But you get a hint of the watermelon if you sniff it out of the actual bottle. Candy Fluff says, I love how you review perfumes from all price points. DSD says, I've never understood notes and all the bits in a perfume or wine either. I just either love it or I don't. Does that make me a basic bitch? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Not at all. Not at all. It just means that you're not really interested in the specifics. You know, you're more focused on other things, which is fine. Cami V says, would you do a perfume masterclass? Well, this was one of them, darling. In the future, space age. His channels are the masterclass. Oh, thank you, Jack. Yeah, there you go. His channels are the masterclass. Cami V says, I was thinking ingredients, manufacturing, etc. Well, I'm not a chemist, you guys. It's not like I can dissect any synthetic ingredient into its chemical components and talk about chemistry with you. I'm not a chemist. Okay, the bottle is adorable, says Candy Fluff. Isn't it the cutest thing ever? Cute as a button. The bottle is worth the price, says Letty. It's so beautiful. It is adorable. And also signature, you know, pink and white of COURREGES. This is where it's at, you guys, in space age, you know. And also kind of nice to celebrate André COURREGES, because, you know, he passed away a couple of years ago, and it's kind of cute that they still do the perfumes. You know, it costs a lot to create these bottles, to produce them, to sell them. COURREGES fragrances are not doing well. They're not these popular bestsellers. They sell from time to time. So I do believe that in a way the brand is kind of maybe losing money with these, actually. You know what I mean? So it's kind of still a little miracle that these little beautiful objects are available. Smell is a different issue. It's almost a little bit like lotiony. You know, it has a little bit of that detergent, that after sun body lotion type of smell, that chemical after sun body lotion. Slightly velvety. There's a little bit of a creamy aspect to it, a little balsamy, but chemical. But then again, as I said, space age is all about synthetics, so why not? There you have it. That's my little tiny review of a little tiny what's it called, the short dress, the mini jupe or mini jupe by COURREGES. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.